So he talks about this distinction between the kind of sex that is like kind of hormone driven, of like, I have this sexual tension in me, like I'm horny, I have testosterone or whatever, like I want to have sex, and like I need to discharge this internal tension that I have through you, or like you're the body that I do that with.
Yeah.
And it's like there's an urgency, and it's like, but ultimately I think the thing there is like, okay, so the other person has to pass some threshold of like physical attraction, but then it's a little bit invariant to who they actually are. Ultimately, it's like, I want to have sex with another body. And then he's talking about like mature sex being like, I want you. Like, I want to share this with you. And it's not about orgasm. It's not about discharge. It's more about, okay, for me, it reminded me a lot of like 5 Rhythms dancing. If it's like, oh, if I just let myself be moved by the music. But here it's like, if I let myself express authentically, let's talk more about what that means. But like, if I let myself express my internal experience of our connection sexually, and I do that with like full courage of like, I don't need your validation. This is what's true for me. And I'm going to show up vulnerably and for real. And you might not like it. You might not find it attractive. But I'm fucking here. And like, I want to share this, you know?
Yeah, I think
it feels different.
Yes, I feel that I realized that one of the reasons why a lot of relationships haven't worked out is because I haven't shown myself like fully as myself, and therefore haven't gotten something that matches my actual self. I think this is really scary and almost threatening to people who are already in a relationship, because then you're like, okay, what if now I'm like gonna show you who I am, and then that's amazing.
So much to lose.
And then it's just like, and maybe it's just not a match, because whatever I was like trying to make it work, the masks I was wearing was the thing that the person liked. But I think there's like so much to explore here, and like in the sense that like I understand that, okay, this is how to find a good relationship, but it still doesn't fully like answer my question. That is that if you feel whole and you're like in charge of your own healing, then what creates the polarity? What creates the magnet? Because I think that it is indeed, I feel like it's not just the body. I don't think that it's just like a hot person. Sometimes it's the person that has the thing that you wish you would have, or has the thing that like you admire or want to be, and then you feel very drawn to that. And of course there is this like biological and thing that it's just your body drawn to that. But I think that when people are like, I feel so much chemistry, it's this thing, and it usually comes from our desire to grow and our desire to resolve something. But then once that's resolved, maybe attraction goes away, and then it's like what happens then?
I think it goes into a different dimension. I mean, I'm also just starting to think about this, but my way of thinking about it now is that like the thing that you're attracted to can also just be male, feminine, male, female, or like masculine, feminine polarity.
Yes, but that's also impersonal, right? Then any man or any woman can be like, what is it about that person? But yeah, you're right. But even then that, I do feel that a very healed human starts to not present so polarized. So I think it's almost...
okay. We have so much to talk about. Oh my god. Have you read the David Deida stuff?
No.
Do you know David Deida?
No.
So he has this interesting like model that, and this is kind of like how we've evolved over time, but also how an individual couple or person can evolve like emotionally, spiritually. That like you start with like, say like 50s gender roles. Yeah. Where it's just like, the man makes the money, the woman is at home, she surrenders or like, you know, gives up her sovereignty to the man, and then it's very clear roles. Yeah. And like he fucks her and she receives, and we're done. It's like everyone is like, okay, my role is clear, I know what to do. Yeah. And like, okay, cool, good. And then the next one is like, okay, now we're in like the waves of feminism and like, oh, we need equality. Actually, it needs to be like 50-50. I pay for half. You respect me. We're the same height. It needs to be equal. right? And so then you get like, it's a level up, it's level 2, but the sexual, like there's limits on how free and wild you can be sexually.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the other person to see you as like not equal or not respectful or not submissive.
Mm-hmm.
So the constraint becomes like, no, I have to still be this 50-50 equality, balanced other. And then level 3, he says, is like, okay, so you've like absorbed and transcended both of those levels. So like, of course you believe in equality. You also see that there are like biological differences between men and women and psychological differences and hormonal differences. And then you say, okay, I hold all of that and I transcend it. And then I'm not interested in equality for its own sake. I'm interested in like honest self-expression.